What's going on, motherfuckers? I don't want to be on here long. I'm just fucking around for a minute. I wanted to share some bullshit. Anywho, let's see. I said what this one account is because this one account seems to be a real pussy who does wants to hide who they are, right? But they're an obsessive compulsive fuck, without a doubt, right? Without a doubt, it's Will. That's what I stated originally, and that's what I'm sticking to, and I'll show you why here in a minute. I can already tell who it is. There's no doubt in my mind as to who it is, you know. Uh, what the fuck is that? Oh, she's tagging people's channels and like I'm gonna go through and I'll block him right now. Because it is Will. Turn off all from him, so he'll never be able to fucking do that to me again. But Will, number one, I guess you're afraid because I said, "Hey, I'll meet up with your ass and beat your ass." I guess that was number one why you're hiding. Trying to hide who you are. But you could tell with everybody's style and the way that they do certain things that that's who they are. But that's exactly who this is. And he could say whatever. Or, oh, this isn't Will, but I know it's you, Will. But hey, what's up, man? Why you want to be such a pussy and hide? I don't know, Mister King Machete. You know, the fuck. So let's go into why I believe what I believe. All right, let's see. Let's look at an account that we know is Will's, which is right here. And if you look under channels, like his channels go on and on and on and on forever. And a bunch of old channels. He even has like people he doesn't even fucking like no more, like as he liked them or disliked them or whatever. Like he's got Brutal Mafia, but he adds them as he likes them, but he doesn't take them off as he dislikes them. You know what I mean? He's got Scotty's channel and all this other shit, right? He's got GLM, even he's got just everybody's channel. But whenever you come down here, he's got you would think, oh well, he wouldn't have Sharon's channel, but he's got both of Sharon's channels in this thing. There's one of Sharon's channels right there. He's got the other one up above. So there's Sharon says it all right there. Okay, and this is Will's channel. He even has Life Works Drunk, so he has them as he likes them, but he doesn't remove them. And there's like a million of them. He just adds them and adds them and adds them. And okay, so let's look at King Machete's shit, right? So, and that's one of the ways I could tell that it's Will. So, one of the ways, one of many ways, really. Let me see which one that is. No, that's not the right one. That's not the right one either. There it is. All right. So you got Dr. I mean, it goes on and on and on forever, just like the other one. This person adds channels as they go through. They got this habit of adding channels for whatever reason. And you even see some of the same ones: Fly Girl Forever, Sharon Says It All, Life Works Drunk. You see some of the same channels. You see Cold D Hearted. You know, they're different because they signed up at different times. They like this is Will when he signed up over here, and he liked certain people and he added those people. It's his lesser used account. It's an account that he didn't use, and when he used it, that's when he would add people that he liked or whatever, and he never takes them off. He never removes them. Like it's one of his lesser used accounts. He's had it for about a year. He hasn't used it very much, but it still has like he's got Mama Goonie, he's got all that shit, right? But he's got both of Sharon's channels, and he has not removed them, right? Even though they had a falling out with Sharon, because that's what he does. So, oh, MJ, yeah, MJ's cool. I mean, I've never had a problem with MJ. I don't know MJ, so I mean, I really don't know him. So I mean, hopefully everything goes okay with him. Okay, so let's go into what Will has to say. Because Will's such a fucking coward that he won't. He wants to hide behind a sock account. He wants to play his little games, but he's got a bunch of shit on Jamie, and really and truly a bunch of shit on Sarah. He talks about Sarah quite a bit in here. He goes on and on. You know, he's on Sarah's ass. I think he's kind of hiding from Sarah. But right here he says, "Don't try to hurt your brains trying to figure it out." Look, I already figured it out. It took me about 2 seconds to look at your channel and say, "I know exactly who the fuck that is." Yeah, I know your style. I know the way that you act. I know the way you do shit. And right off the bat, I knew exactly who you were because you can't hide certain things. There's certain things about you. You're this obsessive compulsive guy who's got to do things the exact same way every time, and you have this way about you that even if you didn't do like the channels thing, your little knickknack where you're adding channels, but you don't, like I'm talking about, even if you stop doing that, I'd still be able to tell it was you because you in particular, I don't know what you would call it. You have this like somebody that goes and they got to knock on the door 3 times every time they walk through it. One of those kind of motherfuckers. If that makes sense. If that makes sense to you, that's the kind of motherfucker you are. Like you could never fucking hide who you are, Will. I mean, it'll never happen. So why not just man up, be a man about it, and let's go fisticuffs like a man. But you don't want to do that because you're afraid, right, Will? You don't want to do that because you're afraid, so you're gonna hide behind a soccer account like a little bitch that you are. I know it's Will. I don't think I know that's Will. Yeah, some people cannot. Some people are not willing to, like myself. Paul, you're probably one of those that just isn't willing to hide behind a soccer account. And I'm not either. I'm not willing to do that because I'm not willing to hide who I am. I'm straight in your face, fuck you kind of guy. But he says a bunch of shit in there, and I could reply to that dumb shit that he's saying. Let's see. He white knights for Sharon like he's done in the past in the exact same way. Hold on, let me see.
Check the spelling though. If the spelling is good, it's not him. There's no way. He can't spell
No,
worth a shit.
the spelling isn't that good. No,
Ah,
no, it's not
well
that
then
good.
it's probably him.
Yeah. Oh, I know it's him. That's without a doubt. I know it's him. Let me see where. Okay, here I think. Stop doxing children. Nobody doxed any children. It doesn't matter how bad you think their parent is. You have no right to dox photos or social media of any child. Fuck is wrong with you? Take that shit down. Like, I don't know who these people think they are, that they think that they control what, other people choose to do. The thing is with Sharon, whenever you're dealing with Sharon, Sharon don't stop, keeps going and keeps on going and keeps on going and
Well, here's my
doesn't shut the fuck
question.
up and leave people alone.
Here's
Yeah, go
my
ahead.
question. If he really feels that way, but he's going to need to, if this is Will, he's going to need to explain why he thought it was okay to show my child and my nephew on Dana's channel last year. So he's doxed children as well.
Right. And sometimes you decide to, I mean, everybody makes a choice. They can decide to do things however they want. Sometimes you make the choice that you're going to fight fire with certain individuals.
Right.
And there's certain individuals out here that absolutely I will do that with, because they have no problem doxing anything and everything about me. They had no fucking problem with that. They repeatedly doxed my child. Repeatedly. Even after I asked them to stop. There's certain individuals out here that continue to do certain things the way that they do. And that's the way it is. I mean, so it is what it is. But the idea that this person feels the need, let's say it's not him. Let's say for a second it's not him.
Okay.
Top 3 flip flopper in the community that never uses a sock account. No, I didn't say I never use a sock account to troll somebody. That's not what I said. But I admit to the sock accounts that I am.
Right.
So I mean, and I do it pretty quickly usually. So please show me where I'm a sock account for a long period of time and I didn't tell anybody. Or I said nothing.
Somebody
mean,
thought this
these people-
person was fire. So I don't know.
No, it's not. I don't know. No.
No.
Fire doesn't do that stuff. Mm-mm. Well, I mean, let's look at her shit. I mean, he literally has fire on his community wall, right? So let's look and see if she does that same little knickknack. Let's see. Hold on. There it is. Channels. There's nothing there. She doesn't have that obsession. The only person who has that obsession is Will.
No, that he does.
He's got that obsession like that. I mean, there is no channels, multiple channels. And then let's look at the Machete account again. And I'll show you again. I mean, we know it's him. I know it's him. Y'all can debate it all you want.
Well, I saw where whoever it was also had Dana's channel on. Did you see Wet Dog on there? Or
because no, I don't see his channels, but I don't see his own channels on his own. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it on his own either. So I mean that this is the one he has done for years and years and years, and something that I've always noticed about him. Along with a lot of other quirks about himself that he cannot hide. There is no hiding.
No.
I mean, he's constantly doing that weird shit where he puts those channels up like that. And you can see it here. Like he hasn't really been on this one for very long, and you can tell, or very much, even whenever he had it. But it's a very old. You know what I mean?
Been there for
like he really started using it. Yeah, he's had it for the channel itself. He's had for a while, but he hasn't used it. Let me see. I'll tell you how long he's been using it for. As soon as I get to the bottom of this. And he's got an obsession with Sarah. And there it is. He's been using it for about a month,
Hmm.
which is which is typical of him. And you see all these channels in about a month that he's added, all these different channels. And if you kind of look at his actual channel, I'll show you again a channel that is known to be his. And here you go. But he's been using this channel a lot longer and a lot more often during that period of time. And so he has a lot more channels here. And it's people that he has liked in the past. He does, like he says, hey, I like Tammy, I'll add her, and he doesn't remove her. You know what I mean?
Right. Hmm.
And he just adds and adds and adds
Coach
continuously.
says,
Add.
is it an obsession that or that he's too stupid to hide? That's a good. That's a good
I don't think that
question.
he's capable of hiding. I don't think that that is a possibility for him to hide because he's just he has compulsive issues. I think you know what I mean. And so he has these
Yeah.
compulsive issues that he does, and that's the way it is. But I mean, the fact of the matter is that as far as Sharon's concerned, I'll handle Sharon however the fuck I want to handle Sharon, and ain't nobody gonna tell me how to fucking handle Sharon. You know, these people that think that they can tell others what to do or how to do it, that's just not the way the world works.
No.
I mean, I could throw up other evidences of what I see, but I don't want to tip him off to where I can't. He hides it because not that I even think that is even possible that he could ever hide it well enough. I could probably tell him everything, and he wouldn't be able to hide it well enough. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
But he's got a real bad case. Something going on with Sarah, and by proxy, he's thrown it off on to lycanthropy. Um, but you can tell that Sarah is his first obsession there, and he's got a he's got a real obsession with several people that he's been having an obsession with.
Well,
And
he
he's pissed
probably
at
need to fix
Susie. You
that.
can tell that. Well, I mean, hey, that's his issue, not mine. I mean, but absolutely, he's a coward and a piece of shit and a pussy, and he ain't getting it. Yeah, yeah. The dude is weird. The dude is very weird. Very, very strange dude. Um,
He is odd.
something's really wrong with him. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And he has this thing where he's got this compulsive behavior, and and like I said, it's like if the guy knocked on the person that knocks on the door 3 times before they walk through it or something like that. He just yeah. He is just a loser. He really is. He's a sad loser, and he tried to hide behind this sock account and be. I guess he was trying to be somebody he's not. He's trying to be somebody else, and he wants to try to say, "Oh no, that's not me." Why if it's not you, why did you jump out at like a whore in heat as soon as I said it? Like you were like, "Oh fuck, he knows." You know what I mean? I floated it out there like a dick, and he hopped right on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a very weak man. He really is, and it's very sad. But and I get that he doesn't. He's talking about, oh well, you doxed, know, Sharon supposedly, well, whatever, dude. And that's the other thing too is he can't be held responsible for his own past if he hides. So you're hiding who you are, so you can't be, you know, uh, attacked for your own past and your own things that you've done. Like, and then he can give his opinions free from his own past. Like whenever he's sitting here, he's making suggestions about children and shit like that. I can't sit there and say, "Oh, well, your will." You're this piece of shit who doesn't even pay his child support, who doesn't even see or take care of his own kid.
Exactly. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't
Yeah.
go at that, at the person and who they are that's trying to give me this advice. You know what I'm saying? So,
No. Exactly.
and CPS is not, something bad where you're endangering a child. CPS, it's literally in the name, Child Protective Services.
Right.
It's just like whenever I'm doing my job, if an adult, said, "Hey, my family is abusing me," am I not supposed to call Adult Protective Services to look in on that and see what's going on? They are there to help. And if the parent is willing to, fix whatever situation is wrong, whenever they look into it, they aren't going to remove that child. And if they
Right.
fix that situation, does that not make it better for the child? Even whenever they were calling CPS on me and shit like that, you didn't hear me saying, "Oh, well, don't call CPS, guys." I said, "Well, yeah, go ahead, do your thing. It's a waste of fucking time and effort for they could be looking into other shit. But if you feel like you
Right.
need to do it, do it." I don't give a fuck.
Yep. Go right ahead and do what you got to do.
Yeah, do what you got to do. I mean, I don't give a fuck. It ain't no fucking skin off my nose. But some people want to blow it out of proportion and act like, "Oh, well, I mean, it's literally in the name, y'all. It's in, you know." So there ain't no harming as a child. It's only benefiting the child for if you feel like that's a situation that they need to be involved in.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that. If you're doing it, if you're calling CPS just because you're being an asshole and decide that you want to try and create
Right,
problems for somebody, that's one thing. But if you really truly think there's a problem, that's
right.
what you should do.
That's what they're there for. That's what they're there for. That's
Exactly.
what they get paid for. That's what they do. This idea that CPS harms the child in some way, which just isn't true, and it's not doxing when it's public. When you tell the mother that it's public and she calls you a fucking liar, and that the child is saying this and it's public, and she calls you a liar, what do you do from there? You
Did
got
you
one of two choices.
notice?
Either you allow Sharon to call me a liar, or call Susie a liar. Either Susie was going to allow Sharon to call her a liar, and Susie wasn't going to have the balls to put the shit up and show her, "Yes, it's true. This is what the fuck's going on, everybody. Yes, that's what's happening." Because it's not like Susie can email fucking Sharon and she's going to get the message and not going to continue to, and not to mention the way Sharon has been and always will be somebody who neglects reality and lies and lies and lies until there's nowhere else to lie at. When you make it public, there's no way for her to lie. Finally, they, she's the type of person that you got nailed down. That's the way Sharon is.
Did you
Well,
notice
and
that he's
that's a matter of opinion, and it depends on the circumstance. I mean, we could sit here and we could say the police harm citizens, couldn't we? We could sit here and say
well,
doctors
yeah.
kill patients. We could sit here and say all kinds of shit. But you know what? Nobody's sitting here saying let's get rid of CPS. Nobody's sitting here saying let's get rid of the police. Nobody's sitting here saying let's get rid of doctors. And the reason why they're not doing that is because they do more good than harm. There's
Well,
systems that aren't perfect that
that's
work.
just it. That's just it, though. Just CPS doesn't always get it right. Neither do doctors, neither do nurses, neither do lawyers, judges, moms, dads. But they get it right more than they get it wrong. But did you notice that
Mhm.
his avatar for King Machete? That's the exact same
Yeah.
picture that Scotty used to use.
Yes.
I
Well, I
think
think
you're
that he's
right.
trying to throw everybody off. He's trying to throw everybody off, and so that's the thing is that's who, yeah. Well, I mean, it's just that's the truth of the matter. I mean, more people die at the hand of doctors than not, but it doesn't stop you from whenever you have a medical problem from going to a fucking doctor.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
No,
mean,
right.
because because the fact of the matter is the reason why that statistic is there, why that happens, why people have more deaths involving doctors than not is because whenever you have a medical problem, that's where you go. You know, the reason why, a lot of issues occur in these systems, you know, yeah, exactly. Right. And that's exactly right. But if I sat there and I said, well, from now on, we're going to let moms, that are YouTube moms treat medical issues instead of doctors, what do you think the number one cause of death would be? Yeah, medical accidents and misdiagnosis would be. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm just saying. Well, what do you think the number one would be then? So that's the thing is that that's why you go to them, and they ain't perfect, but they do the best they can. And we can sit here and make these
Right.
arguments towards these things and say these different things, but they're the best system that we have to go to when we need help. So there's nothing else you can do. When you got a issue that involves the police, you call the fucking police. When you got an issue that's a medical issue, you don't call your mother, you call a doctor or you call an
Right.
ambulance. You know,
Exactly.
so I mean, is it your intention to and the matter is like somebody saying enemies out here, like, like they have some kind of I don't have any enemies out here. Nobody's my enemy, including Sharon. Sharon is not my enemy. That's a very strong word. I don't have any enemies. I just don't. That's ridiculous. I don't wish Sharon any harm or anybody else any harm. I don't. Um,
No.
but I mean, if it falls into my lap, however it fell into my lap, which has nothing to do with me, and from what I heard of and understood, is it involved coming from another community, an opposing community to ours, from somebody from there, and it ended up falling into to Susie's lap, and it ended up, which in turn ended up falling into my lap. I didn't know what the fuck Susie was even sending me at the time, but I mean, I don't care about sharing it. I will share it all day long. I share it every day, and I don't give a fuck. And the reason is because, and it isn't doxing a child. But people already know that, and whoever's following the child is following the child. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not following the child. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, everybody's Sharon's enemy. Oh, I'm sure everybody is Sharon's enemy. Yes, absolutely. But that's what makes her mentally unwell.
Hey, Miss Guy.
That's what makes her mentally unwell is thinking that everybody is your enemy whenever that's just not the case. Everybody is not your enemy. There is no enemy. You know, is that the real Eli or?
No. I'll double check.
Mm-mm, it's not. It's not. What the fuck? I got a fake
No.
Eli here.
I think I know who that is, but they're fine.
Maybe
They're
MJ could
good.
interview you too. Oh Lord.
Man, he was doing some crying yesterday. Holy
Who?
shit.
Who
Eli.
was? Oh,
Coach
was it?
Eli. Oh my
I missed it.
God. Oh my God. It's terrible. He all
Well, I
kind of
thought for a
sad.
minute that it might be Eli.
Yeah, no, it's not. I just
You
want to
never
go
know.
look, but I think I remember who this is, to be honest. So I think I know who it is.
Hmm.
They
But
they troll Eli.
everybody's allowed to have their own opinions about shit.
Of
But I mean, I
course.
just think that some people their original premise is wrong. Whenever you come right off the bat and your original premise of what is being said is wrong, that isn't my problem. And so you don't need to be fucking talking about, whatever. First of all, you got to get your original premise of what's going on right and where you're coming from originally. Like with this guy, King Machete, all of it's wrong. It's not even accurate or correct. I mean, the guy's got it all fucked up, which he's allowed to be wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong, but he's just fucking weird. He's a
Yeah,
fucking
it's
weirdo.
yeah. Yeah, something's not. But it almost, if you look at the posts, sometimes it doesn't look like it's the same person. So, like, it might be maybe a couple of people.
Well, that's possible, but I kind of doubt it. I mean, it may be. Maybe it's a couple of people. Maybe it isn't. But one thing's for sure, I know that Will is involved in that channel,
Right.
which is odd.
Will just needs
Which
to
is
go
even
away. He just needs to go
well,
away.
some of these people never want it to stop. They want to keep on keeping on, and I noticed that about Will. Early on, um, is that he's a shit stirrer that wants to keep things keeping on.
I don't think he's happy unless there's somebody fighting and he can get into the middle of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's all he does. He goes
Yeah.
in, he stirs the shit pot and keeps it stirred up and keeps it stirred up because he's got nothing else to do at all.
I think that everybody kind of is a little bit worried about that situation. And whenever you deal with, what she's living in, like there is nobody that knows that situation better than me.
Right.
Like
Well,
I've
you were
been there.
there.
I mean, please show me somebody else that other than Sarah, for example, and Sarah could like debunk whatever I say. She could say, well, whenever I was there, it wasn't like that if she wants to.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know Sarah met her too.
Yeah. So, I mean, the only ones who have been there who really honestly have a major right to have something to say about the situation and what's going on there would be definitely, without a doubt, me and Sarah.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it's one thing if you've never seen anything with your own eyes and you've never even heard, anything with your own ears. It's another thing when you actually went and you saw, you know, and you
Right.
heard for yourself and you saw what was going on. I mean, what did you think I was talking about when I said it's hot as fuck in that house? It's like 85 fucking, she set that shit on 85 fucking degrees up in that house because she could not afford the fucking electricity. And the only one working was her daughter. She did not have a job at the time. And I doubt she has a job now. And the way her daughter talks, you know, if she has 6 days in a row to run off with the maintenance man, she doesn't have a job.
Right.
That's a major fucking problem. And this child ain't fucking acting out for no fucking reason. There's probably a fucking good fucking reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a little concerning when I mean, even if what the kid was saying wasn't true, she's crying out for help for some reason.
Yeah, there's something going on. I mean, but I wouldn't be surprised, and especially if her dad really is involved, which I hope he is. I hope everybody's father is involved.
Sure.
But some people are going to take it a little personal. Bit of mine, sure. Why not? Go ahead. Oh God. To draw attention to people that abuse of God.
Great God and
Oh
smart.
my,
Oh my
oh my
God.
God. Hello. Let's see, where's it at? Eli ability. Oh, there it is. Here we go.
Married, and no, we haven't done the official proposal thing or the ring.
I'm mad that you're allowed to have a penis!
One day, my lady Donna and I will get married, and no, we haven't done the official proposal thing or the ring or anything. We're waiting for the right time. But one day we will do that. So my ex Don lived almost an hour and a half away from me, like an hour and 20 minutes away from me. My ex Don
My ex Don
lived almost an hour and a half away from me, like an hour and 20 minutes away from me.
Hmm.
my ex Don
My God.
Don.
So that's that.
Well, Freud was right.
God damn.
$69 US Special Forces device turns men.
Jesus Christ.
He's not right. I don't know what the fuck's up with him, but he's not right. There's something wrong with him.
Well, I mean, and that can be your opinion or anybody else's opinion. But the thing is that I don't agree. So now what? I mean, so we can agree to disagree.
That would be how
Yeah.
the normal course of things is supposed to go. Yeah. Absolutely.
Because the thing is if you don't put it out there, nothing changes, nothing gets done, nothing. She doesn't accept the reality of that situation if you don't put it out there. And some of these motherfuckers, are just so fucking hard-headed that she would deny it to the bitter end. But then she couldn't deny it. It was true. Her own daughter saying, "Hey, you're paying too much attention to YouTube and not paying any attention to me."
That's kind of sad. That's kind of sad.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. So I mean, whenever the person, certain people, and I don't feel bad about it either, because she has shared absolutely fucking everything she could possibly share about me. And that's why. And it's not about revenge. It's about she don't give a fuck. Why the fuck should I? She's not gonna sit there and say, "Oh, she is," "Oh, okay, I'll look into that." She's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do any of that.
Right.
But I mean, you notice how she finally shut the fuck up now and stopped doing the shit she was doing. Imagine that.
Well, I mean, the thing is that when you've been asked to stop several times,
But
And-
also, you know, whether it's GLM or whoever, they don't tell me what to do.
Well, nobody tells
how
anybody
to
what
do
to do, for sure.
I mean, it's my channel, my shit, my life. I'll do whatever the fuck I want. And I don't give a fuck what anybody else has to say about it. Don't give a shit. You know, I made my own decision. You know, oh well. You know, I'll suffer whatever consequences come my way from that. You know, I said, fuck it, I'll put it up.
It's your channel. You get to do whatever you want.
I mean, there's numerous people around here who haven't given a fuck about none of it. And now all of a sudden, I'm supposed to give a fuck about what this bitch, you know, this bitch fucking docks my everything. She docks my work. She docks my dick. She docks, you know, my dress. She docks every fucking thing she could possibly dox, you know? And my children, I mean, doxed everything she could possibly dox. Put my child's name out there, all kinds of shit.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I mean, she, you know, she absolutely 1,000, you know, now so I don't feel bad for her, you know. And if you tell her something like, hey, you know, your child is put, and she says you're a liar, at that point, what other choice do you have? You know, she's not going to accept any messages from you. She's not going to accept any emails, nothing. If you, well, I mean, I haven't ever tried to send one. But I mean, even if I did, I mean, she wouldn't, even if she read it, she wouldn't admit to anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't have done you any good anyways to
Yeah, I mean, look at what I mean, you don't the thing is what you're dealing with is a major fucking issue. So people can have whatever opinion they want about what transpired or whatever and say, oh, well, you know, whatever about whoever. That's fine. If they, well, nothing's really going on. So we're just discussing some shit. I discussed that King Machete is Will and why, and showed it. And I discussed, they were discussing the Sharon situation.
I mean, that's not an impossibility, Invisible.
I don't know, Invisible. I really don't. Maybe it is. I mean, maybe that's the case. I don't know. It's not my deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
The thing is at the end of the day, I'm not calling CPS on her. It ain't about me.
Right.
So, I mean, it's her child. What's up, woman?
Hello.
Hey, Susie.
Hey,
How are you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
yes,
Can you guys hear me?
yes.
She can't hear
We can-
us.
Oh, okay.
I'm great.
You can't
I
hear
am
us.
fucking great. No, I did not call CPS on her either. But I did want to jump up here and clear something up real quick. I did not say that I posted that because of what Sharon did to my kid in the past. I said I don't feel bad for posting what I did because of what she's done about her kid in the past. I was extremely upset and taken back by what, after seeing those videos. And again,
Absolutely.
for the 100th fucking time, I did not post, anything from the kid's TikTok until Sharon called me a liar and acted like I was just making shit up, pulling it out of my ass. So don't call me a liar and don't ask for receipts if you're gonna cry when those receipts get posted. So
That's exactly what I said.
it is
too.
what
I
it
mean,
is. People, seem to ignore the fact that, oh shit, who the fuck's that?
Oh, well, that's exactly what I said too. So,
They're coming for you, Susie.
right.
But shit, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, that people are just forgetting about the fact that this was posted on a public website, or on a public social media site. It's not like, the kid fucking had it private or something like that, or sent it to a friend, or posted it in a private Discord or anything like that. Oh, I know
Well,
what this
that's
is.
the thing too, is
Sorry.
that you could tell Sharon that her kid's fucking shit is public,
So I just
and that
wanted to come
everybody
up
could
here and
see
say
that
that.
shit. You could say, "Hey, look, I've been sitting this shit," and tell her it's public, and she would call you a liar for that
Hello?
too. Yeah, I can hear you, Susie, but
Hello?
you can't hear me. Apparently.
Clearly. Her headset does that, or her, I don't know what they are.
I don't either. Here, we'll show this one right quick.
Stop me if I'm wrong about this, but wasn't there a mole on the other side?
I have a mole?
So this son of a bitch makes his girlfriend post a video with a thumbnail of me saying that I got blasted and something slime, alluding to some sort of sexual gratification, right? Where they proceeded to drag me and talk about me sexually and make all their same stupid jokes, and not shaming them for that. I get a kick out of jokes. I can take a joke, not a big deal.
Are you sure about that?
Goddamn.
Come in, Ray.
Hickman, I saw it. I saw it.
It's right here, Ray. It's looking at me.
He's an ugly little spud, isn't he?
I think he can hear you, Ray.
Don't move. It won't hurt you. Hickman! Hickman, what happened? Are you okay?
He slimed me.
That's great. Actual physical contact. Can you move?
Ray, come in, please.
I feel so funky.
Spangler, I'm with Hickman. Oh, you got slimed.
That's great, Ray. Save some for me.
God damn.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, there she is. She's there again.
Yeah, sorry, I
Yeah.
couldn't. Can you guys? I couldn't hear you guys. So
We could hear you, but you couldn't hear us.
Oh, okay. No, Paul, I don't think you or anybody else is calling me out. And like I already said, that I handled that situation off of emotions. I wasn't at home. I had gotten it. It was been a long day, and I saw that shit, and it upset me very much, and it upset the person who sent it to me. And then, when she fucking said I was lying, I just went ahead and posted it. If I could go back, I would have blocked out the fucking the TikTok account's name, but whatever. I posted it without even thinking about that.
Here's the thing: is I don't
You
give a
know,
fuck. I mean, that
in the
bitch
kid's
went out of
name.
her way. That bitch went out of her way to get to contact my exes and all kinds of weird
Mhm.
shit. There's something wrong with this fucking bitch. She went out of her way to do all sorts. I don't give a fuck. I'll be honest. When it
Right.
comes to her, I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck when it comes to her. I really don't.
Right. And that's what I was saying. I wasn't saying that I did it because, oh, she did this to my kid. No, not at all. I said that, day after, that I didn't feel bad about fucking doing it, considering what she's done to myself and so many other people out here. That wasn't me saying that's why
Right.
I did it in the first place. So I just wanted to clear up.
She didn't give a fuck if there was repercussions from me and my kid or anything else with all her behavior and bullshit that she did. She didn't give a fuck. And she had no fucks to give. The fact of the matter is that she got exposed for being a bad mother again.
Right.
And the thing is if she gets her shit straight and flies right, great. If she doesn't, that's on her. But the fact
Right.
of the matter is that she's a terrible mother again, a fucking neglectful, terrible, shitty human being.
Right.
And it's
And
a
she-
regular thing with her.
And she can call me a child doxer. You know what? I'd rather be called that than a fucking child abuser. So there's that also.
Right.
Yeah.
My exes helped me take care of my kids. And the thing is that she went around contacting my exes with whatever the fuck shit she could come up with. And she gave no fucks about anything about me. And the fact of the matter is that, hey, I feel bad for her kid. I feel terrible that her kid is in the bad situation that she's in. I wish Sharon would do right. But it is Sharon's kid at the end of the day, and Sharon has an obligation to do right. And whenever you talk to Sharon about it, Sharon don't fucking listen to nothing you say. And she does whatever the fuck she wants to anyway. And the thing is that if that made her fucking take a minute and change the way she was doing business, good, fantastic, awesome. I hope she fucking does go and take care of her fucking kid for once. For fuck's sake, this has been going on for fucking years. Go and take care of your fucking kid. And we ignored Sharon and ignored Sharon and ignored Sharon, and Sharon kept on and kept on and kept on. She stalked me in fucking, you know, stock accounts. She fucking has run that every fucking woman that I have fucking even remotely fucking talked to and had a falling out with. You know,
that was another
it's
thing I
fucking
wanted to
weird.
say. You know, Sharon was just recently, she, you know, brought Gina's name up a bunch the other day. And it's like, Gina hasn't been around for like almost, what, a year now? And she's got to fucking still throw Gina's name around and stuff. And that's why I get so frustrated when people who don't know the situation with Sharon and what we've dealt with her in the last 5 years try to insert themselves and speak on the situation because they're upset that, you know, I gave my opinion about something, you know, very briefly one fucking time. So they need to keep going on and, you know, inserting themselves in a situation that they don't know, that, you know, everybody is saying that, you know, even friends of that person. And, you know, it is what it is. Just like, you know, it's done. It's over with. It was put out there. I can't go back and fucking change it. And I don't even know if I would go back and change it. I probably would only go in there and fucking cross out the account's name or whatever if I had to go back and redo it. Because she fucking was calling me a liar. And, you know, so I posted receipts. And, you know, she never posts receipts and she just makes things up and people just, you know, want to forget about that. So whatever. It is what it is.
Well, I mean, I think I told both you and JT how I felt about it, and I'm not going to say it again because you know, we can agree to disagree. We're friends,
Right?
But you know, you have said what you just got done saying, and I've heard you say it 2 or 3 times now.
Yeah.
Right. So if that's not good enough for everybody, you've pretty much said I should not have done that. I wish I would have done this instead. You know, we all fuck up, right?
Right.
Now, JT, he's just unapologetically a dick. So
Yes.
it's okay.
I got no apologies for that woman.
Well, yeah, and
I
I'm not.
don't.
I'm just explaining, you know, that I did act off of emotions because what I saw did extremely upset me. And if that didn't upset other people that, you know, are parents, or you don't even have to be a parent to see something like that and have it upset you,
Right.
then you know what? I don't know what to say. But it did to me.
I think no, and I agree with that, Susie. I absolutely agree with that. I think that the issue that everybody was having or is having or whatever, because everybody's always got a motherfucking issue, is that her name or her channel name or whatever, or TikTok, fuck, whatever the hell it is, you know, with the picture and the name of it. That's what everybody had a problem with. Should somebody who has a child?
I'm not sure that the TikTok name was up there. I don't even know.
Oh, it was, but it's
I'll have
not
to
her
look.
real name. And where were all these people when Sharon or Scotty has posted pictures of my fucking kids in the past and insulted them on their fucking looks? You know?
I don't disagree with that. The only thing I would say to that is 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Right. And that's not why I fucking posted it either. So
No,
don't twist my
I
fucking
don't
words.
think so either. I don't think that's why you did it. I don't think it was oh good, I can finally get her with something.
Yeah, I mean, you talked to me the next day, the morning after that, and I was so fucked up about that shit. You know, like it genuinely really, really upset me that, you know, That kid was
hold on
just
a minute.
starving in a house.
I can't read that name on this. How the fuck are they gonna have it go through a fucking YouTube video and be able to read it?
Right.
That don't make sense. I can't read it. So how can you fucking read this name? I mean, explain that to me.
I probably couldn't either, just because my eyesight sucks.
Go ahead. Tell me you can read that. Somebody tell me they can read where that account is.
Well, they might be referring to, because I posted screenshots on my community post of it, so they might be talking about that too.
Okay, but wait a sec. Even the screenshots that you
I
have
can't read
on
that.
here, it's an anime picture with 3 dots. Oh, wait, I see. Okay, now, yeah, because it's got Allie and then it's got a picture. So, yeah, okay.
I can't
yeah.
read that.
Oh, yeah, I can see it clear as day.
What is it?
You know,
Where?
oh, the kid showed our YouTube channels in the background and they were blurred out. Is that fucking doxing? Like, give me you know what I'm saying? The doxing is not sharing public information. Like when I called the cops, when somebody shared my phone number in an unlisted video, literally highlighted it and told people to call my phone to harass me. And I called the police about that when, you know, back in 2018, and I called the police and was like, this person doxed me. They put out my phone number. And the cops were like, yeah, the cops were like, if that's something that they can find your phone number on the internet, it's not doxing. And I'm like, well, actually, it's not on the internet. My phone's not even in my name. It's in my husband's name. And they were like, yeah, it still doesn't matter. So it's not fucking doxing. Learn the definition.
It's even been said that about kids' pictures. If you look at the law, there's literally really not. Doxing would be like if I had your social security number and I put it out.
Right.
Or if I had your, I don't know, Scotty, credit history. And
right.
That's what I was You're saying that Ali, ALI, is doxing.
Well,
apparently.
That's the name of the TikTok. That's the TikTok name. But no, it is not doxing. None of that is doxing.
Well, right.
Well, I mean,
when
I typed in ALI TikTok, and I came up with so many fucking hits that I don't think that I'll ever get through all of them.
Right.
Right. Well, and that's why when Scotty, you know, recently posted the picture of my kid on her community wall, I was like, well, yeah, I shared that picture on my community wall myself. It is what it is. If someone takes it, they take it. Sharon shares pictures of her kids all the fucking time. You know, she's got old Twitter accounts with pictures of her kids and, you know, she's posted it, you know, before. And again, Sharon has inserted her kids into this whole mess. Has, you know, videos. Right, has videos of them talking shit about us and yada yada, everything else. So, sorry.
Please show me how that gets me to her channel then. I mean, because if I type Ali TikTok, right?
Right, when the TikTok account was sent to me,
I got 108. I got 108 million results.
Right.
Oh my God.
So
And
somebody tell me how that's doxing.
And when her
Not
TikTok,
doxing either way.
when her TikTok account was sent to me last week, and I clicked on it, I literally asked the person, whose account is this? Because I didn't even know. So, whatever.
Well, I just don't. I don't think it's doxing. I really don't. I don't think that.
Honey, it's not doxing. That's what I was just saying. The legally, the only thing that's doxing is if you're putting stuff out there that can't already be found on the internet, or even kids' pictures. That's not doxing.
Right.
Neither is sharing somebody else's social media. It's not fucking doxing. If you're sharing my social security number or, you know, shit that is not publicly out there that just, you know, Johnny anybody can find and see, That's
Well, no, it's
doxing.
not that, but nobody can even find the channel based on the information that has been given.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking the same thing that you're looking, and I'm not seeing it either. So I see the same thing you are.
I've never been to her channel, so let's say that I'm some weirdo trying to get to that channel, and I have 108 million, you know, or is that 100? Yeah, that's 108 billion.
There's a there's a
fucking
shit
results.
ton. There's a shit
That's
ton.
108 billion fucking results. How the fuck does that
Yeah.
work?
It doesn't. That's why I'm saying it's not fucking doxing.
Sure, of course you can
Yeah,
come up. Why are
Christina.
you even at?
The
Why
link is
she
in the
even
chat.
asking? I don't even know why
Because
they
she's
ask
being
if they-
polite.
Oh my god! Stop asking. Just come up, motherfucker.
You said the same thing when Deidre asked the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Christina,
Nobody
the
asked-
StreamYard link is pinned in the chat.
There's another one.
Nobody asks on mine. They just
So that's the
show up.
stupidest fucking shit I've ever heard. You know, somebody say is that you're doxing. No, you're not.
You're exactly right. That is not doxing.
Exactly, Jack.
What did Jack say?
That's also true. Jack said, I heard that you can find more pics of Sharon's kids Googling her name than their own names. I've
Probably.
never tried to
That's-
Google her kid's name. And again, I wasn't looking at her kid's TikTok. It was fucking sent to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had already said that too, that it was actually somebody from an opposing camp that was involved in that somehow. And apparently they got your email and your information from them because they doxed the fuck out of you. That's the funny part.
Yeah, and again, I'm not even sure if that's, the truth about that. That's how that person got my information or not. Like I said, it really didn't make much sense to me if they're not friends with Scotty, how they got the unlisted link, but whatever. I also understand that people don't want to know who they're, associated with and want to say behind the scenes. And I wasn't even able to finish telling you the rest of that story, JT, but I'll tell you about it later. I'm not going to speak about it publicly. Well, I think I already did that. That person is an anime gamer person and they have a Discord or in a Discord, and Sharon's kid is in that Discord. So.
Hello, I was driving. I was on the freeway when I was like, can I come up? Can I come up? So I couldn't text back right away. In the chat. Yeah, I wanted to put in my 2 cents right quick.
Go ahead.
About this whole doxing situation with Sharon and stuff.
Go on.
Okay. What you guys have been saying like the last 2 minutes or so is totally correct. Doxing is what was done to GT. Even though, yes, we can find out where you work on the internet and stuff like that. Like apartments, where you work, stuff like that. But doxing is like social security numbers, credit card information, your credit report, stuff like that. But if you can find it on the internet, it's not doxing. And I'm going to also remind people, because there's a lot of people that don't know the backstory to Sharon. Day one was already doxing her kids on Shangy's show.
Yeah.
Her kids' Facebook was shown. Pictures were shown. Sharon would do on her very, very, very first channel. She would do lives up in the bedroom, and she used to come on for a while. She would come live and, show her face and stuff. But then after we started ranking on her, she stopped doing that. So she would put her phone down, and she would put school pictures of the kids, both of them, and put her phone and set it right in front of the kids' picture. So while she's ranting and raving, the phone is sitting, showing her kids' faces, pictures of their school pictures and stuff.
She
So that's
recorded
how
her kids thanking Feldman or whatever.
Yes,
wishing
yes,
Feldman
it
a
was
Merry
our
She
first
filmed her
Christmas.
kids opening Christmas presents and Sharon
Yes.
literally asking if she can have her kids' Christmas fucking presents.
And we
know?
did not grab this
Wow.
one, and this one was the classic. She, I think you and I were live, and then she went live to watch us or something, and we were, talking about her kids, and and that's when we found out that the kid was sleeping on the floor because, again, Sharon would show shit. She'd be downstairs on the kid's bed, live down in the living room, and you could see the kid's bed off to the side, and it was like a bedroom. No, it wasn't a bedroom. It was like where the dining area might be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In
Where you
somebody's
put a table.
apartment. Yeah, and that's where the table would go, but her bed was there. And then when it was Christmas, that's where the tree went. So her bed was moved more into the kitchen to make room for the Christmas tree. And we saw all of that.
Wow.
Jamie's corner, Sharon. Sorry, Shannon. People, Nicole, Tia. There's a lot of us were day one with Sharon, and we saw this stuff. And she would make her kids get on the camera and talk, and they would hate it. The oldest one hated it. You could tell she just, and then the younger one, she would always tell her what to say, say this, or so, there was one time, okay, I know I got off track here, but there was one time where, so we were live, and she's watching us, and she's getting all upset with the stuff we're saying, and she runs upstairs, and literally, you guys, kicked the bedroom door open, and the older kid was playing with the little kid. They were playing like Barbies or something, and she kicks the door open, and she yells, "Do I take care of you guys? Do I feed you? Do I put clothes on your backs? Do I beat you?" And she just scared the shit out of them, and no one caught that. That was perfect. But no one caught it because we were live at the time too, but we were in shock. And she literally, the look on these girls' faces, because she literally kicks the door open, scared the shit out of those two girls. And she's screaming at them.
On them?
I'm sorry?
She had the camera on
Yes.
Yeah, she showed them. Yeah, she showed them.
Yep.
What?
She did all the time.
Yeah. So if there's anybody I am not reading the chat right now, but if there's anybody in the chat, put a 1 if you remember that. But that's the shit that we would watch.
You don't really understand, Tammy.
People that come in now are like, "Oh, poor Sharon." No, you guys don't know. You guys have not been day one with Sharon.
Sorry for her, not even a little bit.
No, and like when I was listening to because I was listening to you guys while I was out running some errands and stuff. I'm listening to GT, and I'm right there with you, GT. I have zero sympathy for Sharon. Zero.
Mm-mm.
I know Susie has a heart.
I got mountains of sympathy for kids. That's
You're
the
right.
extent of my sympathy.
Right.
And I
but
think
for her,
that those kids would be better off, safer, all the way around, on 1,000% without her than with her. And
that's what you said. You said you've met those little girls, and the little girl is sweet as could be. Sweet as could be, little girl.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Both very good girls. Both very good girls.
Okay, so there was another story I wanted to tell. Okay, so the breaking down the door, not like for real, but she, do I feed you? Do I clothe you? Do I put food on the table? And she would be live. You guys, there were days where she would do 8-hour lives. I swear to God, she would be live from morning until night.
Yeah.
And wouldn't be fixing the kids. That's why the oldest kid did all the cooking. That's why she says literally she raised her sister. She literally did raise her little sister. She really did. Because Sharon was never around. She was too busy online fucking around with folks.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That hurts my heart.
Yeah, it was hard to watch it. So when calls were made to CPS, it wasn't out of revenge, and nobody ever called the cops on her. There was one time where she and Susie remembers this too because we were live on this one too, and Sharon was threatening to end her days, and she was being really melodramatic one night and just over the top, because we know she thinks she's quite the actress, but she was making some serious statements that I knew she was just playing. She was just, acting. But Susie was like, if I don't call or if we don't call and do something and something does happen to her, I will feel horrible. So there were calls made and the cops did go to the house to check on her. It was a wellness check. But other than that, we only called the cops because she would go live constantly and talk about
Even
how
when
she
I
was.
called about that, I was live when I called, so everybody heard it. The cop
Yeah.
didn't even ask me any information because they're like, we already got a call
Yeah.
about this. We already have somebody out there.
Yeah,
So like,
a lot of girls in the chat were already because Susie kind of hemmed and hawed for like just a minute. So while she's hemming and hawing, people are already in the chat calling.
yeah.
Like, oh God, should I? She's gonna freak out. She's gonna think. But we've never sent police to the house. We've called to see if there's been reports because she would rant and rave how she was filing reports. There's 12 reports and I've filed charges on all these women and blah blah blah. So I called and talked to a Detective Horn for about 35-40 minutes myself personally, but I didn't call him to go to her house. I called to
No.
say, hey, are there
Same.
reports in my name? And this is who I am. And the man talked to me.
Yeah.
Even pulled her record. And got back on the phone with me and talked to me. So the cops know her at that police department, and she is just a pain in the ass to deal with. And they hate dealing with her.
And
Because she's
those are from
crazy.
the cops' words. Like,
Yeah. This is from the
The
cops.
way
She is legit
isn't
crazy.
Sharon-
I don't
Yeah,
know. I'll
she
look in
is.
just a second.
But the other
Hold on.
thing is that yeah, she's crazy. Yeah, she has these issues, but at the end of the day, she really doesn't want those kids. She never did.
No.
The thing is,
It's
is
just
that
it's
she
just for
wanted.
show. I've got kids.
Yeah, she wanted those kids to keep them away from the dads
Yeah.
because the dads wanted them.
Wow.
And that
It was
the
just a
whole thing.
paycheck. Do you guys remember when I went live one night with Susie, and she like left? So I was like chatting in the chat. My husband, before I met him, worked for child support enforcement, and he's told me, swear to God, women would call up when they wouldn't. This is before EBT cards and all of this is back in the early '90s, and women would actually call up and be like, "Where's my paycheck?"
I think I
Their
heard
child support
talk
checks, they
about
would refer
that.
to that as their paycheck. My paycheck wasn't in the mail. Where's my paycheck?
It's not a paycheck.
I know, but that's how someone would look at it, and that Sharon having these kids was a meal ticket. And look how much money she got out of that second husband. That wasn't the father of that child. She got thousands of dollars out of that man for years, lying to him, telling him he was the father of that little girl, and he wasn't, and she knew it.
Oh my God.
yeah.
So there is a history here. You know what I'm saying? And Susie is not out here to do vengeance on
and that
Sharon.
man
She
wanted
was
that
really
child.
upset about getting those TikToks about that little girl because she even called me. She called me before anything
Yeah.
was done.
And that man that wasn't even her father wanted that child.
Yeah,
and
he
she
did.
wouldn't
Yeah.
give it to him.
He did. He loved that little girl. He had a lot of shit to carry around for a long time. The guilt, and then he finds out it's not his daughter, and then he's like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Am I still supposed to see her because I have a relationship with her, or like, how do I handle this? So it's not only fucked with that little girl, but she fucked with this man too. This guy served his country. He went to war for us.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the garbage he has to carry around for the rest of his life. Because dealing with
It's a
Sharon
terrible
was no
thing.
walk in the park for this man and his new relationship he was in. She put that family through hell too. Him and his new wife, and they had kids together. Sharon was she was horrible to deal with. Horrible. If they wouldn't answer their phone, she'd send the cops to their house. Like if they'd be out, like, took the kids to lunch or something, and if they weren't answering their phone, yeah, she'd call the cops and send the cops to the house. So this is the kind of person that everybody's defending out here. Somebody that cannot be reasoned with at all.
Yeah.
No, and like what she put out about my kid, that wasn't found anywhere on the internet. That's something I never shared. My kid never fucking shared. But she was told shit.
As far as I know, you only had told me and Fire. We were the only two people that knew about that.
Well, about
And
my daughter's sexuality,
Yes,
my daughter
yes.
saying she was gay. Yeah.
Yes.
The other thing, when I found out what, the 8-year-old child did to my daughter back when she was 6, Shannon was around when I found out that, and she knows how fucking traumatized I was and what I did about it, and, got that kid counseling and fucking help, and handled it, and like, you know, Sharon sat up on that stream blaming me for it and saying that I didn't do anything about it when I found out about it. Like, okay, if I wasn't friends with fucking Fire when I found that information out. She doesn't know what the fuck I did and didn't do. But, you know, other people do. You do. Shannon does. Fucking Tia does. You know, Heather Nicole does. They, you know, people fucking knew.
There's only so much you can do anyway.
Right. It had happened literally fucking 70 years. I found it happened in 2011. I found out about it in 2018. You know, and I made sure that that kid fucking got counseling and got the help. I even spoke to his fucking counselor directly.
Yeah.
I wish that Jordan could get the younger kid and have her come stay with her and her fiance, but it would probably just be too much for her. She has a newborn. She's still pretty young herself. You know, it'd probably be just too much for her to take on. But somebody needs to, you know, especially the father. You know, if you're Ubering over McDonald's because your daughter has nothing to eat, why don't you just go get her?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at 14, and it's hard to take care of. Come on.
Right. And then I'm saying, well, I know, but you know what I mean. You know, she's probably got a lot on her plate. I'm trying to cut her some slack. I'm trying to be halfway decent here. And you know, for me, it's really hard when it comes to Sharon.
She can help her with the baby.
Well, and it's not really her responsibility, but
I know, but that kid has fallen through the cracks because CPS has been in and out of that woman's nasty ass apartment for years, and nothing's ever been done other than she moved the bed upstairs. She put the kid in a room. That's the only thing that changed. That
and
was
Fire
a positive.
bought beds.
Yeah, and then they did get new beds finally.
Not because Sharon got them beds. Fire did.
Right.
Right.
And then Fire, I think she got them a dresser too, and then wanted to order like a dollhouse for the little girl. It was a beautiful little dollhouse. It was one of the big ones, but you know what I'm little like, you know, figure speech. And so when we're, you know, Fire and we're all friends, and you know, and Fire is telling us the story about how, you know, she ordered all this stuff for Sharon, and then Sharon went live and tried to, you know, why would my daughter want a dollhouse? And that's the stupidest thing you could order her. And she doesn't play with dolls anymore. And so see how she is.
Mm-hmm.
People want to gift her things, and she'll go live and drag you for it.
Yeah.
My daughter wouldn't want to. Instead of saying, you know what, thank you so much, but no, you know what you're doing is enough already. Thank you. No, she couldn't do that. She had to drag her for it and make it like a big, huge deal. How stupid it was that Fire wanted to buy her daughter a dollhouse.
Well, and then she even went back and said, "Oh, I got rid of those bunk beds. My kids didn't like those bunk beds, so I got rid of them and bought day beds for them."
Yeah,
like,
they were pieces of shit.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So when
and
JT
it
was
like
talking about the cars,
$700.
yeah, she paid a lot of money for those.
Wow.
And they had them sent to Sharon's house.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's a lot of money, you know.
Wow.
Did you guys hear the train? Do you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Every time I hear that train, I always think of Stand By Me when they're like, train! And they run across that trestle. I always think of that every time I hear that train. I just wanted to throw that out there. You don't hear trains much. I live by my my grandma's house. She's passed, but I live by my grandma's old house, really close to her actually. So growing up, I remember those trains and going and visiting her and seeing the trains go by on her property, because her property kind of was by the train tracks. And so back in the 70s and early 80s, you saw trains all the time, but not anymore.
No. My
Not
dad
anymore.
loves trains. He used to take us to like watch fucking trains and shit.
I had an uncle that was an engineer on a train, and my great uncle actually, we would go see him at work, and we have a railroad tracks that run through the waterfront downtown Tacoma in the waterfront area, and we'd go down there and see him, and we'd be able to get on the caboose and visit him when I was a little girl. That was always fun to go see him at work.
Yeah, my dad he was just he was out of the country in Switzerland, and they did like a train ride
Whoa.
there. They go to Utah and they do train rides out there. Like he loves trains. He's obsessed.
Well, that's why I wanted to come live. Are you getting shit for showing her TikTok? Because I haven't been paying
Oh
attention
God.
to anything since,
Well, just
I
a
don't know, the
Yeah.
couple
weekend.
people, have said shit and whatever, but it's fine. Like they don't know the whole situation at all, and maybe they didn't hear me, explain what I explained on here. Whose TV is on, Christina's?
I'm turning it, I'm muting it right now. I'm muting it right now. I just got home, so
So
I'm
yeah,
muting it.
so that's why I was just explaining it. And then, people are not people. Someone is twisting my words about saying, "Oh, first he said that she posted that stuff because she felt so bad and she was it upset her." Then she's saying it was because what Sharon's done to her kid, and that's not what I said.
No.
I said I wasn't going to feel bad about it considering what she's done to my kid and other people's kids and shit. So
She did a lot of stuff. Even though, we have a history with Lauren and stuff, I will always, she's done a lot I was going to say Morgan. She's done a lot to Lauren.
yeah.
She's done a lot to Lauren, you guys. A lot. And to her kids, too. Posting her kids in those stupid little videos that she would make, and she'd put, like, the kids' face, like, on a stripper. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. And then another thing JT would say, you could come at her with a truth, and she would just deny it. She just didn't do it. She didn't do it, blah, 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 blah. And she did that with the phone call, the SWAT that she called on Lauren on her birthday. She denied that for months until Lauren got that FOIA call. And then once it was released and we all heard it and we heard her voice, she was cold busted. And then it was, well, Eli made me make that call. Eli and Sarah.
Yeah.
So there's always something. There's always somebody else's fault about something.
God, if you're doing fuck shit,
Well,
you're doing
she
fuck
has
shit.
no limits. She has no limits to what she does. I mean, there is no
Oh,
limits
no.
to what Sharon does. I mean, so this idea that we're all supposed to walk on eggshells because of whatever, I ain't walking on eggshells for nobody. They can kiss my ass, and whoever asks, that can fucking eat a dick. I don't care. But
And
I ain't walking on no eggshells.
nothing's going to happen to her kids. I don't know if you want to pull up her community wall, but she put a thread out there for Susie. If anything happens to her or her kids because of all of this, Susie's going to catch charges, and me and Heather Nicole are too. And Monday came and went. Did anybody get a knock on their door? Because I didn't get a knock on my door. Nobody knocked on my door.
No.
Nothing happened to me.
The thing is if she's so worried about something happening to her and her kids, why doesn't she just fucking stop and get off the fucking YouTube and stop fucking with people?
Right.
She's so worried about it.
Well, you would think.
I mean, why does she sit here and insist on fucking antagonizing and continuing?
Why
on with her
doesn't she
bullshit?
monitor her kids' fucking social medias or have them have it on private or, whatever the fuck else?
Right.
I mean, isn't some of that
Eli has
Sharon's responsibility too? I mean, isn't Sharon continuously fucking up and fucking with people she shouldn't be fucking with for no reason who aren't even fucking with her?
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes. Now,
Sharon
Eli
thought
has
it
been
was
acting.
hilarious. Sorry, Sharon thought it was hilarious, and was on panels and in chats. When other like JB showed pictures of my husband and my kid.
She gave him those
Sammy
pictures.
did it. Yeah, yep, and she's
She
done
gave
it
him all of
herself.
that.
Yeah, yep. So
And that too. Maybe she should stop running off with the fucking maintenance man instead of, and shit for days on end instead of, I'm just saying. There's a lot of things Sharon could do in her position that'd be a lot different. than doing the shit she does. Why does she want to do a sock account and fucking stalk and harass me for months and months, and then fucking turn around and stalk and harass, every fucking ex, whatever person that I'm talking to or speaking to or ex friend or whatever that I have? She wants to run around and jump on that JT hate bandwagon every fucking time, fucking years and years after I stopped talking about her or having anything to do with her. It makes no sense. But she continues to do it.
Damien would talk on, because I want to say Shingy had Damien on, and now that's the father or the supposed father of the second kid. They've never had any DNA test done. He talked about one time showing up with a DNA kit at her front door, knocking on the front door, hey, let's take this test now. I got it in my hand. And she told him if he didn't leave, she'd call the cops. So he was always pretty scared of her. I don't know why, but he just was. And he would pretty much cowtail and run whenever she threw, I'm going to call the cops on you, get off my property. I'm not going to take that test, blah, 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 blah. But he spoke about how they had ended their relationship or whatever they had. And he started dating this other lady that he really liked. And Sharon just got jealous as fuck, like she did with you, JT. And she stalked that lady and found her on Facebook and was messaging the fuck out of her. And the lady went to Damien, was like, who is this? Who is Sharon? Who is this person? And he just was like, he talks about this on one of Shingy's shows and was like, he's like, I didn't want to know what to tell her. He goes, she didn't want me. But then once I started seeing this other woman, then it was a big deal.
Right.
She's attacked her own niece. Her brother Greg, she's gone after her own niece behind this, on Facebook Messenger and stuff. So it's not just us. Sharon fights with everybody on Facebook Messenger or the YouTube or whatever.
Mm.
She
Sounds
literally
like
doesn't get along with
fucking
anybody.
Yeah, that's what her kid said, is that she was with the maintenance man while, and she'd leave me here for 6 days, on days and days on end, 6 days in a fucking row,
Wow.
hanging out with this fucking maintenance man instead of, and leaving me with nothing to eat.
Yeah.
Oh, this is one more thing I wanted to say. Now, I was listening to GT and MJ's interview, and this kind of made me, think of, especially Josh's, you just had his comment up on the board, so I was reading that. But they were talking about Charles F. Gray. And I always liked Charles F. Gray's channel. I would watch his videos. I really liked him. And I thought he had a great voice. And he would talk about interesting things. And so they kind of brought him up a little bit. And Eli's like, oh, well, I don't know why he doesn't stream anymore and he doesn't go live and blah, blah, blah. And I miss him. And I'm thinking, you piece of shit, Eli. I don't know what part or when it exactly happened, but when him and Jamie were fighting and he went after Joe and told Joe if Joe didn't back off, then he would dox the fuck out of him and put all of his information out there. So Joe Buddy backed off because he didn't want his stuff out there, and he knew Eli would do it. Well, Eli did the same thing with Charles F. Gray. He's like, you keep coming after me and you keep talking about me on YouTube. I'm going to dox the fuck out of you, and I'm going to put all your information out there and blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's with everything that went down with their sponsor, that Wolf or Grayton, the owl guy, the guy that gave the money for, you know who I'm talking about, right?
No.
Their sponsor, JT or Jamie, JB sponsor, and he sponsored
Wise Night Owl.
Wise Night Owl, yes. And he was going after Wise Night Owl, and MJ was like, well, yeah, he sponsored me too, but he went hard for Charles F. Gray, was like, if you don't stop talking about me, I'm going to dox the fuck out of you, and I'm going to sue you, and blah, 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 blah. I haven't seen Charles F. Gray since. But you got Eli up on the channel, because Eli and Sharon are a lot alike. They really, they are twins. They're so much alike. You haven't seen Charles F. Gray since. He went dark because he didn't want his shit out there, and he really thought that Eli would come after him and sue him. So he stopped going live. But you got Eli going, I don't know what happened to him, and I don't know why he doesn't go live anymore. Blah, 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 blah. I'm thinking, Eli, yes, you do, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because you're the reason he doesn't go live anymore. Because you came out threatening folks. Because
Yep.
can't nobody talk about you or voice their opinion or show any kind of proof to the bullshit you do out here on YouTube. So you got to come out and start talking like you're going to sue somebody or dox people. It's bullshit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Doesn't make no
Well-
damn sense, does it?
No, not at all. Anyways, ladies, I better go do my thing. I'm gonna holler at y'all
All right. I
later.
didn't know you were live again, JT. Will you please start sending me the links when you go live, or send me a message at least and say you're going live?
All right, sure.
Do you not get notifications,
I'll try to-
dude?
On my
I'll try
new
to do that.
phone, it just like it doesn't show up. Like I don't get it
you
on
gotta you gotta go in there and tweak it. I get
my.
you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know he was live until I was coming home from doing my errands, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So I just wanted
Oh,
to come
yeah.
up just for a few minutes. I wasn't even planning to stay this long. So, but
Yeah,
thank you for having me come up. I'm gonna jump off.
Hell
Thank you
yeah.
guys.
Anytime.
All right,
Thank
bye,
you.
guys.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get dinner started myself. So I
Yeah.
will
Yeah, I have
see
an
you guys
appointment at 3.
later.
All
Thank you,
right,
my-
bye guys.
Bye, guys.
All
Bye,
right, be good.
JT. Bye, chat.
Bye.
Bye.
But everybody's allowed to have whatever opinions they want to have about the situation. But my opinion is going to stay the same, and that it is what it is, and it goes the way it goes, you know. And that's the way it is, and that's the way it goes. Peace out, guys. Be good.